Tonight on CTV News, protecting kids online.
I'm really interested in how Manitoba is thinking that they're going to implement that.
With Manitoba pursuing a social media ban for children, what will BC do?
We'll have 92,000 square feet. We'll be employing upwards of 150 people.
Simon says it's moving downtown when the Quebec-based department store will take over 3 floors of the former Nordstrom space.
He put everyone ahead of himself. I'm devastated.
Mourning legendary Canucks broadcaster John Garrett. Those who worked with him share memories of their beloved colleague.
This is CTV News with me, Jung Lee.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. We begin with the push for governments to legislate more protection for children from online dangers. Manitoba's premier pledged to ban social media for children. Not all advocates agree that is the best strategy. CTV Legislative Bureau Chief Rob Buffum on what the BC government wants to do.
Amanda Todd died by suicide after being bullied and extorted online. That was 14 years ago. Her mother says there's still a lack of substantial legislation to protect kids from cyber predators.
We're falling behind as a country in terms of online safety legislation.
The NDP government says it's pushing Ottawa to bring in legislation that would ensure a standard regulated design for AI and social media to protect all young people, and an age ban, for example, those under 16, for those companies who put kids at risk.
If they can't say that they're safe, then it should just be banned from certain age categories.
Manitoba is moving ahead with provincial laws doing that. BC's Attorney General says this province will do so too if Ottawa doesn't deliver soon.
If there's no action at the federal level, then we certainly will take action.
The AG is citing increasing harms posed by chatbots and AI demonstrated by the recent Tumbler Ridge tragedy, when the shooter sought advice from ChatGPT before the killing spree.
Tumbler Ridge is a very tragic example here in BC of where chatbots can be a part of the story. But we also have sexploitation leading to suicide. We have rise in eating disorders and anxiety. Clearly, self-regulation is not working.
Carol Todd was in Ottawa this week advocating for federal laws, but she doesn't favor an age ban as part of any new laws, calling education paramount.
I don't support the ban. I support more education, more conversation with the kids. Kids will be kids. There will be kids who will, as I said, will find other ways to get onto social media.
This online safety advocate agrees, noting challenges with enforcement of an age ban in Australia.
I think it would be more appropriate to go after the actual harmful technologies, which the conversations about infinite scrolling and attention-based algorithms.
It's not known when Ottawa will bring in a new online safety law, but BC's AG says she understands it will be soon, potentially before summer.
Rob joins us live now from Victoria. And Rob, what are the opposition parties in BC saying about this?
Well, Mijing, the BC Conservatives say that they really are emphasizing the role in parents and overseeing what children look at online. They want to see how things go with Manitoba's law before they fully sign off on the idea of an age ban. The BC Greens today issued a release saying they feel like what the BC NDP are doing does not go far enough. They'd like to see protections rather afforded for people of all ages. They'd also like to see a digital secretariat set up, as well as the government get a People's Assembly to look into this issue further. What does seem clear, all 3 parties are concerned, and significantly so, about the impact of online safety for kids. Mijung.
Rob Buffum reporting live tonight from Victoria. CTV News has learned 3 daycares in Metro Vancouver are about to shut down, leaving more than 100 families scrambling for alternatives. Atira, the operator, blames unionized wages, but they are barely above the provincial minimum. Penny Daflos explains.
They're the kind of modern facilities Lower Mainland parents want for their little ones. But 3 of these daycares will soon be empty after Atira Women's Resources Society notified families it can't afford to run them.
All these families are stressed to the max. Very, very stressed.
Anna's son is among them, and she's ready to step up to help.
I don't mind, but the thing is, with Grandma, it's only going to be me. My grandchild won't get other social skills, won't get to meet other kids.
The employer proposed basically cuts to sick pay, cut to the pension, cuts to their wages.
According to a BCGEU bulletin to members, Atira proposed a starting wage of $18.50 for uncertified workers, up to just $23 per hour for experienced early childhood educators. The unionized workers refused.
Atira is the same not-for-profit housing society at the center of a conflict of interest scandal involving millions of taxpayer dollars from BC Housing. After an audit, the CEO stepped down, and it's now on its second CEO in 3 years.
We are just finding out about this closure, but ultimately it's up to Atira to make their own business decisions.
The minister says childcare funding is stable and Atira accesses multiple programs.
Nothing has changed over these past months. This has been the same model that's been in place for a couple of years now.
CTV News asked to speak with Atira's CEO. Instead, it sent an email statement saying this is not a decision we have taken lightly and that there remains a significant gap between what is funded and the actual cost of delivering care. Atira claims it has carried substantial operating deficits over an extended period and has committed not to raise fees.
This is a matter between Atira and obviously the provincial bodies that fund Atira. We're hopeful that they can find a solution, but we don't have any indication so far that they will be able to.
With waiting lists everywhere and 118 kids now caught in the middle.
2 people need to work in this province to survive. So that is a very difficult decision if you can't get daycare. Who's going to be sacrificing?
Penny Dufflaw, CTV News, Vancouver.
The financial costs of hosting the World Cup are starting to become a little clearer. Today, Ottawa provided an update on how much it will contribute to security. But as CTV's Martin McMahon reports, many questions still remain about the total price tag.
It's going to be a big party with a big bill. At last check, estimates indicating a $624 million price tag for the 7 games at BC Place, with expectations that figure will rise.
We're often asking the provincial government for support for facing the challenges that we know that we need to meet as a city, like housing affordability, supportive housing, childcare, and when they have less money to spend on those things, residents of the City of Vancouver are going to suffer.
That estimate was provided more than 10 months ago in June, and some argue it's been too long since we've been given an update.
The province hasn't provided us updated cost numbers since last summer. Taxpayers who are being left with the bill deserve to know exactly how much these soccer games will cost.
And as we approach the tournament just over 40 days away, some buyers' remorse appears to be setting in.
I think that's kind of steep for the cup to be here. It's the taxpayers' money.
It seems a bit steep, especially where we're at these days with increasing annual deficits and a large debt.
I honestly think there's better things you could do with that money, with a lot of these social issues when you see just people doing drugs in public, when there's a lot of people who need help.
There is a bit more clarity on federal help for security costs, with Ottawa announcing it will contribute $146 million for policing for the games in Vancouver and Toronto.
$146 million for FIFA expenses, and we look forward to an announcement on how that will break down and what's coming to British Columbia. That'll be coming soon.
We're still waiting 44 days from kickoff to get an actual announcement around FIFA funding.
The city tells CTV News a final pre-tournament cost estimate will be released in early June. The first game at BC Place is scheduled for June 13th. Martin McMahon, CTV News, Vancouver.
Meanwhile, resale tickets for World Cup games in Toronto are no longer on FIFA's marketplace since Ontario's new price cap came into effect Friday. The legislation bans people and platforms from reselling tickets to events for more than face value, but only in Ontario. FIFA says its resale platform is being reconfigured to comply with the price cap law, and tickets will be relisted. Meanwhile, StubHub is still selling seats above face value, citing insufficient guidance to comply with the law. Non-compliance penalties start at $3,000. The BC government says it won't be buying the Vancouver Whitecaps to prevent the team from leaving the city. But it is helping the club lower costs and generate more revenue. Uncertainty has been growing around the future of the team, and as CTV's Craig Krause reports, the impact of a relocation could stretch far beyond the pitch.
Just steps from BC Place, Shark Club has been the hub for soccer fans for years. But that game day energy could soon disappear. If Vancouver lost the Whitecaps, what would this mean for the restaurant?
It would definitely hurt us.
A report Monday suggests the league has discussed moving the team south of the border. And for businesses like this, if it happened, it would take a bite out of their bottom line.
We do well over 10,000 for a Whitecaps game, for one single game.
So if they're gone, that's gone.
If they're gone, that's gone.
Downtown Vancouver relies on that game day boost. Without it comes a wave of issues.
Last year, the Whitecaps welcomed over 500,000 people. And those people came and they enjoyed downtown. They shopped. They went out to dinner. They brought vibrancy and life to downtown Vancouver. And to lose the Whitecaps would mean losing that.
So how did we get here? It comes down to the stadium deal and no local buyer yet. Tuesday, as pressure builds, Mayor Ken Sim called on ownership to be clear about what it would take to stay and urged the province to step up and make it a reality.
We have dramatically reduced their costs at the stadium.
The team signed a one-year deal ahead of this season, including an extra $1.5 million of in-game day revenue.
Pavco is at the table with them to consider a long-term deal. Anything that they got this year will definitely be on the table for a future year as well.
Whether a local buyer steps up is unclear. But what is clear is the deep love for the Whitecaps and soccer in this city.
If anything, it's going to grow with the World Cup, and this would just be halting it in its tracks and killing any momentum that this city or this province or even Canada as a country has for growing the game in real meaningful fashion.
For now, the future of the Whitecaps remains up in the air. But for fans and businesses alike, the stakes couldn't be higher. Craig Krause, CTV News, Vancouver.
The hockey world has lost a true legend. Longtime broadcaster John Garrett has died. We'll take a look back at the career of the beloved former Canucks goaltender in just a moment. But first, let's go out to Ann Lou. She's at Nat Bailey Stadium, and the sun has come out just in time for baseball fans.
Yes, that is right. A beautiful night for the Vancouver Canadians to take on the Hillsborough Hops coming up at 7:05. And yes, the clouds have parted. The sun is peeking through, and they're celebrating their 75th anniversary with, take a look at these, retro jerseys. The team will be wearing it every Tuesday. Fans can get them as well at the store. And also to celebrate their 75th anniversary, hot dogs are only for 75 cents, believe it or not. So yes, come on down, enjoy the game. A beautiful night for it, as mentioned. Here's a look at what we can expect as we head through the overnight. We'll drop down to 7, a few clouds, mostly clear skies. You will see some patchy fog in low-lying areas developing into tomorrow morning, starting off with some valley patchy fog, but it clears up quite nicely. Mostly sunny skies. We'll see temperatures between 17 degrees near the water and 21 degrees inland. So make sure you slap on that sunscreen. But for now, head on to Nat Bailey Stadium and enjoy a cheap hot dog like I am, Mijang.
And at 75 cents a hot dog, you can afford to have more than one, right, Ann?
At least 10.
All right, thanks, Ann. We'll talk to you later. The hockey world is in mourning over the sudden death of John Garrett. The former Canucks goalie and longtime color commentator was beloved by colleagues, players, and fans alike. CTV's Ben Milger has more on his life and legacy on the ice and in the booth.
If you've been watching and listening for all these years, you know how much I have enjoyed my experience and the time doing this job.
In 2023, when John Garrett signed off from regular season Canucks games after 20 years, he didn't entirely walk away from broadcasting. In the years since, he was still a playoff regular on Hockey Night in Canada. This week, he was covering the Vegas Golden Knights and Utah Mammoth series when he died suddenly and unexpectedly.
Probably the best teammate I've ever had.
For 15 seasons, John Shorthouse worked in the booth alongside Garrett, affectionately known as Cheech, covering memorable moments like the Sedin twins' final home game.
We were up for that one. We were ready for it. And when Daniel scored that goal set up by Henrik and Edler,
Daniel scored!
And Cheech just said,
wow, wow, wow.
Perfect.
Through the 70s and 80s, Garrett was a journeyman goaltender, playing professionally for 10 teams in 5 leagues and finishing his NHL career with the Canucks. His 40 years in broadcasting began in 1986. His stories and the way he told them immediately set him apart, like the one about pulling rookie Mario Lemieux off a smaller teammate and then chirping the future Hall of Famer.
Oh, I said, hey, Mario, you'll never make it. Anybody can score 1,000 points in the Quebec League. You'll never make it. You're nothing but a big goon.
Hockey fans will remember Garrett's penchant for sharing stories about his family. Former colleagues say they are what brought him the most joy.
About his wife, Sharon, about Sarah and Krista, about his grandkids. That's what truly brought him to life.
Many fans who only heard him on TV felt like they really knew him.
Just a really, really genuine person. And okay, ready for the cliche? Yeah. Like, this world would be so much better with a million John Garretts, right?
But he was one of a kind, and he's gone too soon. John Garrett was 74 years old. Ben Milger, CTV News, Vancouver.
Donald Trump rolls out the red carpet for King Charles in Washington. Also ahead.
I saw people getting really excited to be very close to the gray whale.
A gray whale in Vancouver waters thrills onlookers. Concerns from scientists that some were getting too close and putting the whale at risk. And a major boost to the downtown shopping scene. A Canadian department store is moving into the old Nordstrom space. When CTV News at 6 continues, stay with us. We are used to seeing orcas off the coast of Vancouver, but getting an up-close look at gray whales is far less common. It happened yesterday in English Bay, thrilling onlookers. But the Department of Fisheries and Oceans is urging people to be cautious in light of 4 gray whales dying on BC beaches this month alone. CTV's Shannon Patterson reports, and a warning, the images in this story might be disturbing to some.
On Monday afternoon, beachgoers and seawall walkers were treated to a rare sight in English Bay, a large gray whale feeding near the shoreline.
I was right down on the sand on the sea, next to the seawall, and it was very close. Quite extraordinary, quite calm.
This is pretty special to show up in English Bay, and come along with that is people's interest in hopefully staying away and not getting too close to the whale, and that's what we want to avoid.
While most onlookers watched from shore, some did head out onto the water for a closer look.
I saw people getting really excited to be very close to the gray whale, and sometimes when people are so excited, that overrides the safety of the whale. So there were a few kayakers that got very, very close.
Folks need to respect this animal's space and distance and not disturb it. It's important that it's fattening up on its way up to the feeding grounds.
This has been a particularly deadly spring for gray whales on the West Coast.
We've had 5 dead gray whales in British Columbia waters in 2026. So we are concerned, and we're going to monitor and assess and do necropsies on these animals if we're able to, because it's really important to determine the cause of death.
Because the dead whales appear to be emaciated, there's concern they're not getting enough to eat.
This whale, it's feeding in shallow water in English Bay, so that's a concern as well if you have boats crowding the animal, and we want to make sure we don't end up with the animal live stranding.
So the DFO is asking whale watchers to remain on shore.
We just want to ensure that this animal has its space and it's able to forage and do what it needs to do without being disturbed by humans.
Everyone knows the gray whale is there now, the whale watching boats, the yachts, the kayakers. How about we all just enjoy the sight from a safe distance?
Shannon Patterson, CTV News, Vancouver.
The stage is now set for a free fireworks show at English Bay this summer for one night only. Despite the celebration of light being canceled this year due to reported sponsorship shortages, the city approved $2 million in funding for a single fireworks show for the summer. Last night, the park board also gave the event the green light, including the use of English Bay. However, there was some fiery debate from commissioners over the cost and timing, citing council's zero means zero budget.
There is a real problem with the fact that we're spending $2 million on a fireworks show when we can't find the money to properly lifeguard our beaches.
I think this is more against the mayor because I think the mayor really stepped up this time. The celebration of light was canceled and he stepped up and gave us an event.
The new scaled-down event will not have grandstand seating, public liquor lounges, or a drone show. No date has been announced. Today is the National Day of Mourning for Workplace Injury and Illness. It's a day where communities across the province gather to remember those lost on the job and to ensure every worker makes it home safe to their families. This was the scene over the lunch hour today at the Pioneer Waterfront Plaza in Nanaimo. A moment of silence was held to pay respects to fallen workers. A similar event also took place on the lawn of the BC Legislature. And this year's Day of Mourning came with a call to action to do more to prevent psychological injuries.
Bullying, harassment, could be all sorts of different aspects. Stressed out because of their job, high cost of living, worried about feeding their families. It's all mental stuff, right? And unfortunately, it's taken its toll to a lot of people.
In 2025, 138 workers lost their lives on the job in BC. A man accused of plotting to attack Taylor Swift has pleaded guilty. Also ahead.
Whatever our differences, and whatever disagreements we may have, we stand united in our commitment to uphold democracy.
King Charles' historic address to Congress using his soft power to try to smooth over political tension between the UK and the US. And a terrifying car crash as a little boy was leaving his house. His quick instincts that likely saved his life. On CTV News at 6. Video of a car crash in Calgary is drawing attention tonight after showing just how close two children came to getting hit. CTV's Alicia Fieldberg explains what happened and how one boy's quick reaction likely saved his life.
As a family leaves home for school, two vehicles crash into their front porch. This 7-year-old boy darts up the stairs to safety while his dad and 3-year-old brother take cover near the garage. Katie McKay had just left for work minutes earlier when her husband called about the crash. But it wasn't until she looked at their security footage that she understood how close it was to ending differently.
It was shocking to see the video because, I didn't realize how close it came to hitting my children.
Police say a man driving a black SUV blew a stop sign and collided with a white car driven by a woman traveling east toward the same intersection. Both drivers were slightly injured. The man driving the SUV was charged for failing to stop at a stop sign. Nicole Heisler lives in another corner lot at the intersection and saw the crash happen.
And I saw their son right at the front there. And I thought he had gotten hit. So I screamed and I ran outside. Sorry. This is super emotional for me because it's almost happened a few times with our kids. So
she and McKay want to see the intersection converted to a 4-way stop. The area councillor says City Hall will take a look.
It's very concerning. This one is now new to the radar for our office, and we will be following up.
McKay warns drivers to consider what they're risking when they hit the road.
People on this road drive way too fast. And there are kids playing out in the yard. If you're behind the wheel, use caution. Never worth someone's life.
Alicia Fieldberg, CTV News, Calgary.
A man accused of plotting to attack a Taylor Swift concert in Vienna nearly 2 years ago, pleaded guilty today as his trial began. The plot was thwarted, but authorities still canceled the superstar's 3 performances at the venue. A 21-year-old Austrian citizen faced charges including terrorist offenses and membership in a terrorist organization. He allegedly planned to attack onlookers gathered outside the stadium. He could be sentenced to up to 20 years in prison. King Charles and Queen Camilla were welcomed to the White House today for an historic state visit. Strained relations between the U.S. president and the UK government were put aside as the White House rolled out the red carpet. CTV's Joy Malbon has the latest from Washington.
A grand show at the White House, pomp and ceremony, pulling out all the stops for the royals. Even on America's 250th anniversary of breaking away from Britain, the president adores the monarchy, and so did his mother.
She loved the royal family, and she loved the Queen. I also remember her saying very clearly, Charles, look, young Charles, he's so cute. It's my mother. My mother had a crush on Charles.
No hint of tension here, but the king's diplomatic challenge is to smooth over the strained special relationship over the U.S. war with Iran. Trump lashed out at NATO allies and UK's prime minister for a lack of perceived support.
This is not Winston Churchill that we're dealing with.
The first ever British king to address Congress, Charles acknowledged the attempt on the president's life.
Such acts of violence will never succeed. Whatever our differences, whatever disagreements we may have, we stand united in our commitment to uphold democracy.
And despite political friction, a reminder of a long shared history and values.
From the bitter divisions of 250 years ago, we forged a friendship that has grown into one of the most consequential alliances in human history.
What's not on the schedule, meeting with Epstein survivors, the king's younger brother Andrew questioned by police, stripped of his royal titles over his dealings with the pedophile.
Tonight, a royal banquet where the president was very much involved, calling it an honor, telling the BBC that the king's visit will go a long way in healing any friction. Joy Malbon, CTV News, Washington.
Downtown Vancouver has not been a winning location for department stores, but a Canadian retailer says it has what it takes to succeed in the old Nordstrom space. Also coming up,
I've created a monster.
The hedge that just kept growing, now 10 meters high and perfectly trimmed. You might be surprised at how old the homeowner is when we return.
Time now for tonight's Skywatch. A look at Coquitlam and parts of the North Shore from Fraser Heights on a cloudy spring day in Surrey.
CTV Skywatch is brought to you by Kermac Collision and Autoglass, the name you'll remember when it matters. Kermac cares for kids.
In Calgary, what started out as a few small trees has grown into a neighborhood landmark. Gordon Beck has been working on his hedge since 1969. It now stretches over 16 meters long and nearly 10 meters high. At 87, the former power line worker is still climbing the ladder to keep the hedge and himself in shape.
When I first moved here and started trimming it took me 5 hours. Now it takes me 5 days because I've slowed down and it's gotten bigger. I've created a monster.
Neighbors say the hedge has become like a piece of public art. And for Beck, it's a labor of love that keeps him on his toes. And it's quite surprising to me that he can climb that ladder at the age of 87, but he's taking all the safety precautions and he's created a beautiful hedge.
Good. Yes, definitely worth it. Good for him. Well, also beautiful tonight, the sunshine. It has come out, broke through the clouds. We're seeing beautiful conditions at the Nat tonight, celebrating their 75th anniversary with the Vancouver Canadians. Retro night, check out my jersey. Just one of the many things going on for tonight. tonight to celebrate. But first, let's take a look at our forecast. We'll start off with our satellite radar imagery. We did have that trough move its way through, and that brought the sprinkles earlier on today with some cloud coverage. But right behind that, taking a look at our weather tracker, ridge of high pressure building offshore, and that's going to clear things up quite nicely. We're seeing that right now, and it'll continue through this evening, through the overnight, into tomorrow morning. So get outside and enjoy it. So lots of sunshine in store for the south coast, starting off with the North Island. You're looking at a mix of sun and cloud and 15 degrees tomorrow. Lots of sunshine for Campbell River and Comox with highs to 18 degrees. For the South Island, blue skies, sunshine from Tofino right down to Victoria with temperatures between 15 and 23 degrees. Sunny skies for the Sunshine Coast and 18. Warmer up the Sea to Sky Highway, 20 for Whistler, 21 for Squamish, and for us across the Lower Mainland, mostly sunny skies with temperatures between 17 degrees near the water, 21 degrees inland. Thursday, a mix of sun and cloud, 23 inland, clouding over Friday, cooling down at 17 degrees, and then heating up for the weekend. Saturday, inland temperatures at 24 for the BMO Vancouver Marathon on Sunday. Inland temperatures will reach 27, and then on Monday, we'll see temperatures between 24 degrees near the water and 28 degrees inland. Not as hot tonight, which is great for the game, but beautiful sunny skies. Joining me now is Walter Cosman, VP of Sales and Marketing with the Vancouver Canadians, and congratulations on 75 years.
Yeah, it's a pretty exciting year for us, and thank you guys for coming out tonight. You always bring the sunshine, both weather-wise and personality-wise.
Of course, and great things happening to celebrate. Tell us, how are you bringing in the 75 years?
Yeah, so a couple things we're doing tonight. We have 1,000 of these stadium replicas that we're giving away. First 1,000 people in the building get one of these beautiful little replicas. We're going to have a great giveaway every Tuesday night. We're going to have pennants from the eras of the teams in the past. We've got some bobbleheads coming up. We also, every single Tuesday night, we have 75-cent hot dogs.
Oh, yes, I've had 5 already, so thank you for that.
I think you can get to 10. I think you can get to 10, Ann, if you try.
All right, that is the challenge, so that's great. And also the retro jerseys.
Yeah, the retro jerseys are a throwback to the original when we played here at Capilano Stadium. Those are available in the retail store to purchase, and the team will be wearing them every Tuesday night.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Walter. So, yes, first 1,000 people get these cool replica stadiums, retro jerseys in store, and, of course, me, Jung, I'll work on my 10th 75-cent hot dog.
I have the utmost confidence that you can reach your goal of the 10 hot dogs with the sunshine there. All right, thanks, Anne. One of the most spectacular hikes on Vancouver Island will reopen this summer after winter storm damage shut down the route. Also ahead.
We'll revitalize that corner, which is very key and dynamic in the downtown core.
A Canadian department store is moving into the old Nordstrom space, the growth of a retail empire that started in Quebec. What retail analysts think of its potential. That's ahead. Taking a look at today's markets, the Canadian dollar is down, trading just above 73 cents. U.S. Oil is up more than $3 now, sitting at just under $100 a barrel. Gold down $85 on the day. On the stock market, the TSX lost 233 points and the Dow Jones lost 25 points. The April 30th tax filing deadline is fast approaching. Canadians have until Thursday to file on time and avoid penalties and delays if receiving benefits. If you owe taxes and miss the deadline, the CRA charges a late filing penalty of 5% of your balance owing, plus an additional 1% for each full month your return is late, up to 12 months. The CRA says interest may also apply to outstanding balances. Now to a welcome boost to Vancouver's retail scene. Another tenant has been found to fill the space left behind by Nordstrom. Canadian department store Simons is moving in and is determined to make this tricky location a success. Sinjin Alexander has the story.
Prime real estate, all right in the heart of the shopping district. But this pricey giant void left vacant by Nordstrom has been tough to fill. Enter Simons.
This store downtown Vancouver will have its own architecture, its own design, its own art collection.
Store number 20, the second in BC after this one in Park Royal, promises a $55 million investment, 150 employees, and a new option for shoppers who, like Simons, not bridge traffic.
It's a block away from my office. I'll probably be there too much. So it's, as much as it's great, it's probably not good for my bank account.
Now, this is a troubled location. Nordstrom had to go, Sears before that, and the Bay is no longer around the corner.
Why the decision to expand, knowing how challenging it's been?
The CEO insists they've studied the market and are planning well into the future.
We are Canada's oldest privately held company.
Retail analysts who've been skeptical of big chains downtown believe this might just work. Simons won't be taking up nearly as much space, and Aritzia, and probably others, will be neighbors.
It's more cost efficient for them. It's more manageable for shoppers. They don't have to staff as much. The leasing costs are down and the inventory cost is down.
So we're making an investment here in downtown Vancouver because we feel strongly that the market has potential. It's one of Canada's most dynamic cities culturally.
The Canadian department store also designs and produces a lot of its merchandise, which means a bigger profit.
You've got your own look and you've got your own product.
It will take a long time to renovate this giant void, so the shop won't open until fall 2027, when Vancouverites will decide whether they like the new tenant at Granville in Georgia. St. John Alexander, CTV News, Vancouver.
It's once again time for Living Large. Tonight we're touring some luxurious listings in Vancouver and the North Shore. That's just ahead. Plus, big love, little movie. Adam finds out the story behind an unexpected cinematic marriage proposal. Next on the Sawatsky Sign Off. Right now, here's a preview of your Morning Vancouver.
When it comes to food, our shopping and consumption habits are shifting. Wednesday on Your Morning Vancouver, look at the latest research in Canada, how food prices and trust in food systems are driving what we eat. Plus, we're marking Make-A-Wish Day. We'll look at what goes into making wishes for BC kids come true. We'll see you in the morning.
The internet's favorite good witch has announced a brand new album. Ariana Grande took to Instagram today to announce her 8th studio album, Petal. The powerhouse pop star describes the album as, quote, something that's full of life and growing through the cracks of something cold and hard and challenging. Petal is set to release on July 31st. Fans of Ted Lasso were in for a surprise today.
Welcome back, Coach.
Thank you, sir.
Too bad you're coaching a bunch of girls. You wanker.
The two-time Emmy award-winning comedy is back for its 4th season with a new teaser appearing online this morning. The season's snapshot shows Ted Lasso coming back to coaching, this time for the women's team in a season full of fanfare and romance. Season 4 premieres on Apple TV on August the 5th. The PWHL continues to draw more fans. The league says more than 1.1 million fans attended 120 games this year. That is an average of 9,300 per game, up nearly 30% compared to last season, including the playoffs. It's also up 71% compared to the league's inaugural season. In-arena sales of merchandise also doubled this year, with online sales also up 50% compared to 2025. Meanwhile, YouTube viewership increased 77% this season, with people tuning in from 154 different countries. Canadian football is set to see even more changes, but not until the 2027 season.
The journey is evolving. The stakes are rising. The regular season means more, as each win down the stretch gets you closer to the playoffs.
A new playoff format was announced by the CFL today, with 4 new playoff games set to ramp up the postseason. Fans can also look forward to an earlier start date, with the 2027 season slated to begin on Victoria Day weekend. The new format adds to the changes announced by the league last year, which include shorter fields and moved goalposts. The upcoming season will be played as expected, however, kicking off on June the 4th. The BC Lions will play their first game of the season against the Rough Riders in Regina on June 13th. Good news for hikers and backcountry campers on Vancouver Island. The province says repairs along the popular Juan de Fuca Marine Trail are nearing completion and a full reopening is expected this summer. The trail was closed following extensive damage from fall and winter storms in 2024 and 2025. BC Park says crews are finishing up repairing washed out sections that include damaged bridges and unstable slopes. The 47-kilometer trail stretches along Vancouver Island's southwest coast from China Beach to Botanical Beach and is one of the region's most popular backcountry hiking routes. Okay, it's time for Living Large, our new weekly segment showcasing dream homes across BC and what it would cost to call them your own.
And tonight we are touring some of the most luxurious listings located in Vancouver and the North Shore.
This $9.5 million Vancouver home is loaded with luxury, from a gourmet kitchen to a heated glass sunroom overlooking the pool. The European-inspired property in the Southwest Marine Drive neighborhood spans more than 8,200 square feet with 9 bedrooms and 11 bathrooms. There's also an infrared sauna and a large rec room with a wet bar, as well as a media and exercise room. So if you left something in one bedroom, you'd be spending all day looking for it, checking all 9 bedrooms, right?
I would only be in the infrared sauna, so that's where it would be for me. Well, check out this nearly $8.8 million West Vancouver home, offering the best of both worlds with stunning ocean and city views. The 4-bed, 5-bath property spans more than 5,000 square feet with 3 levels of private terraces, a wine cellar, jacuzzi, infinity pool, and outdoor fireplace. Got it all.
Love that infinity pool. Okay, and in West Vancouver's British Properties, this $19.8 million home sits on a sprawling estate. The 6-bedroom, 11-bathroom mansion spans more than 12,000 square feet with picturesque views of the Vancouver skyline and Mount Baker. The entertainment level of the home features a wine lounge, a state-of-the-art cinema, a heated indoor pool, and a full-sized tennis court.
Wow.
That is a fairly big property.
Yeah, sure is.
Fit a tennis court. Okay, we'll get to the Sawatsky sign-off in just a moment. But first, Lauren, what's coming up on the late news?
Well, Mijang, there's a new wildfire warning tonight, and it isn't about the warm, dry weather we've been seeing. As we head into another fire season, officials are raising the alarm about AI-altered BC wildfire images, just how easy it is to do and for people to put the fake images on social media, and what things you need to look out for to know if what you're seeing is in fact authentic or not. That's ahead at 11:30.
All right, thanks a lot, Lauren. Well, a miniature movie theater off Commercial Drive ended up playing a big role in a local love story. It's about 2 people who met online during the pandemic and created a real relationship they've committed to for life. Adam explains in tonight's Sawatsky sign-off.
After she first peered through the tiny windows on that wall during a date,
I love it!
And discovered a miniature movie theater inside,
It's so good!
Nikki and her partner Megan would regularly stop to watch the short film screened here.
So random and strange and wonderful and whimsical.
The couple first connected online during the pandemic, and for the first 2 months only texted.
And she was interesting and intriguing enough to keep up texting, and I'm not a good texter.
And by the time they finally met each other in person, it just felt right.
When you meet someone and you know, things naturally evolve.
Along with embarking on all sorts of adventures, from hot places to cold places, Megan started doodling quirky characters to document all the wonderful memories they made, from the big to the small.
It was like a slow, steady climb.
And you eventually fall in love.
We fell in love, yeah.
And talked about getting married before Megan started planning to propose.
I had to be really sneaky, which is hard for me.
Which brings us to that night they drove past the little free cinema.
I was so nervous. I was like sweaty nervous.
Nikki, on the other hand, was simply curious about why it was all lit up and framed with flowers, and asked to stop.
I went to go watch it, walked up to the path through the candles, pressed play, started watching it, and
And although Megan had never animated anything before, Nikki saw that she'd transformed all her quirky drawings into a stop-motion celebration of their love story that ended with a proposal.
I turned around shocked, and she was standing there with a little bouquet of flowers. And it was just fabulous.
Nikki said yes, and Megan couldn't have been more grateful to see her now fiancé's heartfelt reaction.
This is so good.
It was like, oh, thank God. Like relief, but also like, yes, absolutely.
Because although their relationship began on a small screen and this proposal was produced for a wee one, Nikki and Megan have no doubt their love story will keep growing until it can't be contained by the biggest screens of all. Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Vancouver.
The Sawatsky Sign-Off, brought to you by 1-800-GOT-JUNK. They make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Is that not the cutest
So
little
sweet.
cinema? Have you ever seen it?
I haven't. I've seen it online. I haven't seen it in person.
Okay, I'm curious now. So it is the East Van Vaudeville Cinema at 1601 Venables if you want to check it out.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much.